Poppin' peeps, T-Money up in the house. It's been a while since I've done a video. Just been kind of lazy and yeah, I haven't had much motivation to do one, to be honest, but I've got a lot of stuff and it's just building, so I figured I might as well get this batch out of the way. So there's not a million things to do in the next one. So I guess we'll just start with the DVD stack that I have here. I've been buying quite a few things from online sellers lately, so it's good. I get good deals and got some pretty cool products here, or items here. So, all right, first up is one that I'm a little late to the party on. It is Bread and Circus. Heard this movie's really fucked up. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, not really sure the deal on it. I know it's indie and it says, like the evil twin brother of Peter Jackson's Bad Taste, a gore sci-fi anti-establishment action movie orgy. So yeah, I've heard it's crazy. So looking forward to check that out. That's Bread and Circus. Next up is The Skeleton Key. I haven't seen this movie in years. I saw it when it first came out, and I liked it. But I had like a real shitty, and I didn't have a case for it. Just like the disc sitting around in one of my like spare movie case thing. So I saw this at FYE. It was just a couple bucks. So I figured I'd grab it. It's got the slip. I didn't even know this movie had a slip cover. So. Which is nice and shiny, and it doesn't look like this movie was ever watched. So, just good to have this edition because I like the movie, and it's just good to be able to put it in a case. So that's Skeleton Key. Next up is one I ordered from Diabolic, Massacre Up North. I know this is an indie gore flick, splatter flick, whatever. Yeah, I think Moods did a review on this, so I was wanting to grab it. Looking forward to check it out. I think it's Russian or German or something. Definitely foreign, I think. But yeah, low budget splatter film, Massacre Up North. Got it for nice and cheap on Diabolic. Next up is Arachnid. You and Your Horror Movies. Talked about this, I think, on his top 10 spider films weekend. So I grabbed it. I love some cheesy killer spider flicks, and I got Lavalantula and spiders recently, so I figured I'd grab this one. The case was like absolutely destroyed when I picked this up, but so I just swapped cases. But I did watch this. I liked it. Yeah, I forget what it's. A group of people going to do some sort of mission in this rainforest or jungle area or whatever, and there's like this alien meteor or something that comes out of the ocean, and it like morphs with all the species in the jungles, and spiders in particular, and then there's like super huge spider hybrids walking around, and yeah, they like mate with the human to make like the perfect alien human hybrid or whatever. But it was pretty good. I liked it. Not bad. The effects were a lot better, I think. The CGI was a lot better in this than like movies like Lavalantula. Spiders was pretty good. But yeah, so Arachnid, not bad. Next up is one from Shami Media Group. It's called The Sleeping Room. It says, this movie sounded pretty interesting to me, and all of these are like $6.99. They're dirt cheap. All of the Shami Media Group releases. If you get them from FYE or maybe on Amazon, but they're like $6.99 at FYE, so I've been picking up a few of them. All mostly indie films, but this one says, in an old building, Bill and Blue, a call girl, discover a mutoscope and a secret room that is key to unlocking a dark secret related to Blue's family. Not a very good synopsis there, but yeah, I don't know. Sounded kind of cool. Really kind of sold on the creepy cover art or whatever. So that's the Sleeping Room. I want to say The Keeping Room, which is I think a Western movie. But yeah, The Sleeping Room. Next up, little Western horror, The Burrowers. Actually, my friend at the UPS store had suggested that I check this out. It's like on the subject of Western horror, which I know the guys did a few weeks ago in their top 10. So I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. I put it in the other night and passed out pretty quick, so gotta watch it again. Didn't really get much out of it, but yeah, a lot of people, I've heard it's really enjoyable, so when I'm in the mood for a Western horror, I'm definitely going to throw this in. It's at the top of the list. So that's The Burrowers from 2008, I believe. Next up is another film from DBorgia86 had posted this, Anguish. I love the woman Zelda Rubinstein who's in this, who's in Poltergeist, and one of my favorite episodes of Tales from the Crypt, The New Arrival. She's great, and she has like that squeaky voice, and she's just really creepy. I love her as a character actress, or actor. She's great. And so yeah, Derek said this movie is fucking weird and crazy, so and quite good. So I'm excited to check this out. It's crazy how many Blue Underground movies keep seeming to like come out of the dark for me. Like I had like all the basics, you know, Inferno, Opera, Suspiria, but like all these new Blue Undergrounds, like all these years later, just I keep finding. You know, Venom. There's just the list could go on forever and ever and ever. Aside from like the main ones like Maniac and stuff, which is great because Blue Underground's really shaping up to be. It always was a good company, but it's pretty awesome all the gems I've discovered that this company's put out. So looking forward to watch this Anguish. Next up is one I've never seen, which is crazy. I wanted to grab this. I've been wanting to grab this for a while. I got this used from a third-party seller on Amazon for a couple bucks. It's Alive, killer baby film from, it's 1973, I believe. So yeah, really happy to have this. The Blu-ray will probably be out any day now, even though I waited all these years to pick this up. Yeah, that's just my luck. But hey, I wanted to grab it, so It's Alive. And all these movies I'm really actually interested in checking out. So bought this from an online seller from one of the cult movie groups on Facebook, Thriller. Got a good deal on this. And it sucks though, unfortunately the disc came loose in this, so it was pretty scratched up, but what are you going to do? This is a Synapse release from Synapse Films, and yeah, looking forward to check it out. It says Thriller, A Cruel Picture. And it's loaded with special features. It includes the uncut, uncensored version with all the sex and gore. Looks like it's a Swedish film. No, extensive. I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited. I've seen this cover art a lot. It reminds me of something else too. I can't think of it offhand, but very similar to some other cover artwork that I've seen. But yeah, so happy to have gotten a good deal on that. So last up is one that my dad picked up actually, a Roman Polanski film, The Tenant. This is like a classic, but I've never seen it. I just know that I'm very familiar with the name and that it's a Roman Polanski film. So when I saw that he had picked this up, I was like, swipe, I'll take that. And so it's really his movie, but I'm going to watch it. So I figured I'd include it in the update, The Tenant. Alright, so now we will get into the Blu-rays, I think. I'll just go with some Scream Factories first. So this is new from Scream Factory. We have Road Games. And I got this mixed up because Umbrella Entertainment is going to be releasing a film of the same title, but it's older and different, I'm pretty sure. So this is new from IFC, Road Games. So yeah, that's, I don't really know much about it, but I've heard decent things, and this is the Blu-ray DVD combo pack for Road Games. So next up is a new one from Scream Factory as well, Cabin Fever. A little late to the party on this. No rush. I watched this the other night. This is literally a scene-for-scene shot remake of Cabin Fever, so there was really absolutely no point in remaking this film. It brought nothing new to the story. Actually, I didn't think it was as good, nearly as good as the original Cabin Fever. So yeah, this could definitely just be a pass in my opinion. But it is what it is. That's the Cabin Fever remake. And last up is Scream Factory released a Chiller season of Slasher on DVD. This is season 1. Don't really know anything about this. I know it's kind of in the vein of like Scream series from MTV, that sort of thing. So should be interesting. It's very bare bones special features. All there is a behind the scenes featurette, and I'm not even sure how many episodes there are on this, but yeah. I guess I could read you the synopsis if you're curious. It says, Katie McGrath stars in the thrilling first season of Chiller's first original series, Slasher. When Sarah Bennett returns to her small hometown, she finds herself the centerpiece in a series of horrifying copycat murders based on the grisly killings of her parents. As the murders escalate, long-buried secrets are revealed, making everyone around her a suspect or a victim. Brandon J. McLaren, Stephen Byers, Dean McDermott, and Wendy Crewson also star in this 8-episode nail-biter, the first slice of a truly terrifying horror anthology series from creator... cool. So now I'm confused. Is it an anthology? But there's 8 episodes, so anyway, that's Scream Factory's release of Chiller Slasher. Drink here real quick. Alright, this is a new one from Kino, Invisible Invaders. This was available on Diabolic's site for a while now, but finally picked it up. I think it's black and white from 1959. Just a good old alien sci-fi movie. Kino's been releasing a lot of those, so happy to have that. Can't really see it good, but yeah, Invisible Invaders. Next up is one I got for my birthday from my co-worker buddy, Kill Your Friends. I still haven't seen this. I'm probably going to watch this tonight, actually. I've heard it got a lot of, well, not a lot, but certain people said it was really good, and it's kind of been hailed as the new, what does it say here, the quote? This generation's American Psycho, so. I think it's about a record executive who's trying to, or some guy who's trying to make his way up the ranks in the record industry, and it takes place in like the late 90s, so yeah, sounds good. Definitely excited to check this one out. Kill Your Friends. Next up is another one I haven't seen, but I've heard decent things about, The Green Room. It says an unforgettable, nerve-jangling adrenaline ride. This has got the guy, the kid who just died in that tragic accident, Anton Yelchin. I think he was also in Star Trek, yeah. So, yeah, it says certified fresh Rotten Tomatoes. And then Patrick Stewart's also in it. So it's like a Star Trek cast, I believe. Is Patrick Stewart in Star Trek in it?
I'm not sure.
I think so. It says Stewart delivers the most terrifying performance of his career. An unforgettable nerve... I already read that. After witnessing a shocking... Oh, so it's about, I guess, like a band that's playing in a club, and then they witness after their set or whatever, they witness a murder go down, and it turns out that it's like a Nazi... I don't know if it's like a Nazi organization that's like running the club or what, but they get trapped in this green room basically and held hostage because they witnessed the murder. I think it's the long and the short of it, but I've heard it's good. Good thriller, so that's The Green Room. Next up is a new one from Code Red, Necromancy. Actually got this today in the mail. This is just some old school fucking necro style indie, well not indie, but low budget filmmaking here at its finest, Code Red style. Never seen this movie. I also ordered Headhunter, and there's one other one that Code Red's putting out. Can't remember the name, but yeah, those are coming. So anyway, Necromancy, starring Orson Welles. It says life to the dead and death to the living. Cool. It says a wicked necromancer controls an entire town, forcing its residents to make the special toys he needs to cast his evil spells. This horror outing follows what happens when the dastardly wizard, hoping to resurrect his dead son by stealing the soul of another, sets his sights on the wife of his new employee. Also starring Michael Bullough, Lee Purcell. This cult 70s shocker is finally available in its rare original cut, as intended by director Burt L. Gordon, and so on and so on. This release includes brand new HD master of the only surviving element of the original R-rated version, before being edited to PG in 1972, sorry. Trailer and audio thoughts from Pamela Franklin. Audio thoughts, I wonder what that means. Is that a commentary, or, I don't know. But, yeah, that's new from Code Red. And another one from Mill Creek. This is a William Castle double feature. I'm excited for the 13 Ghosts one that's coming out, I think, on this coming Tuesday. So, but this includes Homicidal and Mr. Sardonicus. So it's just a little cheapy double feature. But, you know, it's Blu-ray and it's cheap, and sometimes fucking you get tired of spending $30 on Blu-rays that are essentially like the same quality, i.e. this right here. So yeah, I'm happy to have this for sure. William Castle double feature. Next up from, whatchamacallit, Carnival Souls. Okay, I gotta check this out because Toddy Walnuts had just opened this up in his video. Okay, yeah, so I got gypped here. There's nothing in the interior of this, and I think he said he got a poster and a pamphlet in his, and mine didn't come with anything. It's just a blank fucking nothing right here, where there should be a booklet. So that pisses me off, for one. But yeah, I got this from Diabolic, so Diabolic, you should fucking holler at Criterion and tell them they're fucking skimping their customers on the innards that are supposed to be included in their Criterion releases, i.e. the poster and the booklet. So that's pretty whack, actually. Spent a lot of money on these releases and they just don't include the insides. I don't know if that was like the one of 50,000 fuck-ups or what, or if they just started skimping people. So that pisses me off, but yeah, I'm happy to have this for what it's worth. Next up is Cat in the Brain, a sexy edition which I have not opened, from Grindhouse Releasing. Now, this is fucking beautiful packaging, as always, glows in the dark. When I got this, I put it in my, it was like outside in the sun, I guess, or whatever, sitting on the steps when I picked it up, and then I put it in my dark room, and it just, like, the whole thing just, like, lit. So it is totally glow in the dark, the cover here, as it says, glows in the dark. But, yeah, this is just more than you'll ever need. I love Fulci. I'm not a huge fan. I only saw this movie once. I own the Grindhouse, original Grindhouse DVD edition, when it first came out, like, years ago, and I watched it, and I wasn't into it. I thought it was a little crazy, but that was also when I wasn't really, like, I had only seen, like, Zombie and, like, a couple Fulci films. So now that I've grown even more of a love for him as a director, I'm definitely going to check this out and try and experience it, or just have a different experience this time around watching it. So, I mean, but this release is amazing. It's a 3-disc set. It includes a high-definition digital restoration of the original and censored director's cut, presented with English and original Italian language soundtracks, in-depth interviews with director Fulci, which I'd assume is older because he died in '96, and starred Brett Hazley, new interviews with composer Fabio Frizzi, screenwriter Antonio Tintori, cinematographer, blah, blah, blah. Fulci's heroic appearance in 1996, NYC Fangoria Weekend of Horrors, original Italian theatrical trailer, just a lot of stuff. Bonus CD, the original soundtrack by Fabio Frizzi, so you get a CD, plus other surprises. So, really liking what Grindhouse Releasing is doing, these little mini box set thingies that they're putting out, just fabulous releases. So, fuck you, Criterion. You rock, Grindhouse. Alright, so on to the last stack here. I got some, mostly Eros, but first up, oh, you know what, guys, I forgot something. So I was in FYE the other day, and they had this for $14.99. So I grabbed it. I had my 20% off birthday week. It was during my birthday week, so I got 20% off on it. So I paid, what, $12 probably for this. And it is the Ed Wood box set, and it includes 6 films: The Haunted World of Edward D. Wood Jr., Night of the Ghouls, Plan 9 from Outer Space, Bride of the Monster, Jailbait, and Glenn or Glenda. So, just happy to have this. I'm not that familiar with Ed Wood, so you hear the name a lot, but as far as the films go, I'm not that familiar with them, so yeah, happy to have this and check that out. Sorry I forgot about that in the beginning. Should have been in the DVD portion, but that's okay. So, this is from my man Chad Sapp. Purchased this from him. I had to kind of convince him. This was like one he was like, man, I really want to hold on to this. I'm not sure if I want to get rid of this. It was like kind of like the last batch of things he was selling in his most recent, but from his most recent, what do you call it, load or whatever. But yeah, so Trick or Treat, this is amazing. I love this film, and this is the box set that I think there were only like 150 of these released or something. Very limited. So very happy to have this, and I had to really convince him that he didn't need it, and I did. No, Chad's the man, and I appreciate all the transactions we've made, man. You've been a pleasure to deal with, for sure. Pleasure doing business with you, my friend. But, yeah, so happy to have this. I heard the transfer isn't amazing on this release. I'm not going to open it up, because I actually have the discs stored. It's got that weird, like, I don't like how the discs are stored, like, one, and then one, you have to, like, push it in a one on top of the other type deal, and one always comes loose. So I just store them in there, so just to preserve them in separate Blu-ray cases. But fantastic packaging. You got it's kind of like a digibook type thing. I believe it is German. It is from NSM Records. But yeah, I love this film. I did hear the transfer on this particular Blu-ray isn't amazing, but I did purchase the bootleg from Deep 13. So, and those guys are fucking awesome. So if I want to watch a good cut of the film, I can always watch that. But for collector purposes, I wanted to have this set just because there's only 150 of them, and the packaging is amazing. I mean, look at that artwork. It's fucking gorgeous. The back's cool. Very cool. Very happy to have this. So probably my prized possession in this round of pickups. So next up is a new one from Arrow, Suture. Don't really know much about this film. Did want to pick it up though. I do have Satan's Blade coming as well, but this took a while to get here actually. But this says a thriller where nothing is black and white. Inspired by the paranoid visions of John Frankenheimer's The Manchurian Candidate and Seconds, the desert noir of Detour, and the black and white widescreen beauty of Hiroshi Teshigahara's The Face of Another and Woman of the Dunes, Suture is one of the great feature debuts by writer-directors David Siegel and Scott McGee, and a truly unique piece of cinema. The wealthy and self-assured Vincent meets his blue-collar half-brother Clay at their father's funeral and is struck by their similarity. He decides to murder Clay and take his identity, only Clay survives the assassination attempt with no memory and is mistaken for Vincent. The fact that Harris is white and Haysbert is black only complicates a film that probes into the nature of identity. After viewing an early rough cut, Steven Soderbergh came on board as executive producer and enthusiastic patron. Suture went on to become a hit on the festival circuit, including Sundance, where it deservedly won the award for Best Cinematography. And as always, in Arrow fashion, you have a list of director-approved special edition contents, including a brand new 4K restoration of the film. So, very nice release from Arrow. And so these next few are from the Arrow sale that they had about a week ago. I jumped on that for sure. I picked up Caligula, meaning to grab this. Just all standard editions here. Brute Force from Arrow Films, Arrow Academy, Madman, been wanting to grab this edition, even though I have the Vinegar Syndrome. I like the packaging, and it's Arrow, so you can't go wrong. And also, there are different features on this, I believe, and the list is long. I mean, fuck. Check out the width there, it's pretty huge. So yeah, Madman, Maniac Cop,